Attack on Titan, the final season, part 2, episode 78, Two Brothers, has just premiered, and wow. Let's talk about it.
Shut up and sit down.
Yo, what's good? It's a boy Dude Reviews, and heavy spoilers for episode 78, Two Brothers, you have been warned. Now, if you're a manga reader, then you know that this is the episode of AOT. This is like where Attack on Titan hits peak fiction. Not only is this episode the best episode of the final season as a whole so far, but possibly one of my favorites in a long time. Potentially since Midnight Sun. And let's just get on with the good of this episode. That heart-wrenching moment when Zeke and Reiner and Galliard all find out that Falco has some of his spinal fluid in just broke my heart watching it. The manga was really great reading it, but man, the anime just seemed to elevate this whole scene to a whole new level. There was a moment where even Eren tried to stop Zeke from screaming because he knew that Falco had the spinal fluid, showing you that even though Eren has kind of gone into this dark state, he still actually cares and he still shows emotion for Falco. It even goes back to episode 4 where he tells Falco that he wants him to live a long life. You could honestly see the pain in Zeke's face when he found out that Falco has his spinal fluid in, because if this was in any other situation he probably wouldn't have screamed, but they are in a pretty dangerous situations with the scouts throwing thunder spears at them and the Malians just trying to take him down, so he has to do this right here and right now, and he just lets out the roar. And man, the turn of Falco looking at Gabby, reaching his arm out, and the explosion, the sequence with all the black armband dudes from the military and the garrison all transforming. Pixis' eyes just closing as he's drinking his last drink. One great funny moment from Pixis, and he just shuts his eyes and everyone just transforms into Titans. It just felt very weighty, mate. And that just sort of transitions to all the pure Titans rising up and just going crazy. And let's just get on to the next great of this episode, and that's the animation of the Pure Titans. It's great to see 2D Titans fully moving, and yes, we did have Pure Titans being 2D in the previous seasons, but there were a lot of crazy dynamic camera angles with Falco running towards Reiner, and just the animation and the motion looked pretty slick and stellar. I love the designs of the Pure Titans. They look even scarier than how they looked in the previous seasons where they looked pretty goofy. They still have that goofy element, but it kinda looks more frightening. The scenes of Mikasa and the other scouts zipping and flying around in that ODM gear scenes, most of it was 2D, and I was flipping loving it, especially Mikasa's scenes. I was so pleased that MAPPA finally put effort and dedication to those beautiful Mikasa Ackerman sequences. A lot of really gory 2D art and pretty hard to watch scenes of Gabby just being in shock, looking at Colt, his burnt, crisp body. She can't even look at him. She takes one glance at him and she just puts her head straight down. She just can't bear it. And then Porco, after Reiner touches him, trying to protect him, and he gets glimpses of his brother telling Reiner that the only reason why he's the Armored Titan is because he influenced the military, and Porco tears up. He gets out of his Titan and walks towards Falco, and man, the gory detail on Porco's face, the art, the shading, everything about it was just beautiful, mate. And then as Eren is running towards Zeke, beautiful animation by the way, love the art on his face. Gabby shoots his head starts flying and spinning in slow motion. Love the fluidity, the catch, that iconic shot of Zeke catching Eren's face, shot for shot from manga to anime. But potentially the best sequence in the entire episode was after the flashback from episode 15 of Eren talking to Zeke. We get this trippy fragments of memories from the past, and this eye of Eren just blinking, very realistic as well, of him flashing and blinking from all the moments and memories of the past and present. I also just love the whole sequence of paths, just the background, the stars, the colors, and just the dialogue between Eren and Zeke. Eren finally revealing his true intentions, him just using Zeke just to get to this place, and then Zeke also pulling a 180 on Eren, revealing to him that he's finally broken the vow of renouncing war after spending all that time, and the shock of Eren's face was just stellar and beautiful writing from when I first read it in the manga to anime adaptation. This episode was just also beautifully paced as well. I love how it just began with the opening, no prologue scene before the intro, just intro and straight into action. But with that out of the way, let's just go straight onto the mixed aspects of this episode. And it was definitely the character art on the scenes in the world of MAPPA'S. Some of the shots of Eren and Zeke did look a little bit different from their overall character design from how we've been seeing them throughout the entire seasons of part 1 and part 2. None of them were drawn badly, they were just drawn differently to how we've seen them in the entire series. Again, there were some offshots of the CGI tie-in of the Shingeki no Kyojin, but that's more nitpicking there. And for the first time in the Attack on Titan Final Season Part 2 reviews, this is the first time I have no bad to say for this episode. There was nothing I actually hated or was disappointed in. They managed to adapt a lot of stuff from the manga, yet the pacing didn't feel too rushed. It felt very natural, it flowed along, it was smooth, voice acting was top tier, and just so many damn good character panel shots. Thank you, MAPPA, thank you. And with that, Attack on Titan the Final Season Part 2 Episode 78, Two Brothers, was a visual treat with great character moments, heartbreaking scenes, great music, great voice acting. Despite some off CGI scenes of the Shingeki no Kyojin and some of the character designs looking a little bit off here and there, those small nitpicks will never ruin the greatness that is Episode 78, Two Brothers. And for that, I'm going to give this episode a 10 out of 10 and an A star. MAPPA truly deserves it, Isayama deserves it, Wit Studio that started this phenomenon of the Attack on Titan anime deserves it. Damn, I could just go on and on about how great this episode was. But tell me in the comments down below what you guys thought of this episode. Did you like it? Did you hate it? What were your thoughts of how well the manga was adapted onto screen? And did MAPPA do a good job, or did they do a bad job? Tell me. Be honest, be kind. Stay tuned for my Attack on Titan manga versus anime and my breakdown of the MAPPA'S scenes. But thank you for watching. Stay tuned for more Attack on Titan reviews, reactions, breakdowns, comparisons, and more. Boyd Reviews signing out.